All right, Pinky. Hi. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we groom, how we clip Pinky's nails. And before I do that, I just wanted to show you the way we did her hair today. We put the Dolce flip on her, and she's already messed it up because she had the zoomies after I did her hair. But I split the ponytail like I do Tweety, and I actually did 2 more Dolce flips back here, so this will stay better. Some people were saying that it flips out after you do it, but by doing a piggy tail Dolce flip and having 2 more back here, it stays longer because Pinky plays really rough. With Dolce, I only put the 1 flip in and it'll stay for a few days. So I like to use these nail cat and bird clippers because I actually prefer using the little one because the blade on this one is so large. You can see compared to my thumb, the blade is actually bigger than my pinky, and Pinky's nails are much smaller, and so this one would suit her better than this one because I run the danger of hurting her if I use this one. Then what I would recommend also purchasing is some septic powder, and what this will do, it has benzocaine in it and they call it Quick Stop, and what it does is if you accidentally cut the quick of your dog, and you'll know, they will yelp and you will see blood on their paw. Maybe some dogs might be tolerant and not let you know, but if you see blood, then you'll know that you need to use this Quick Stop, and it's just an orange mustard colored powder, and I would just scoop some out or pour some out on the grooming table, dip your finger in it and rub it up against the nail. So if this is the nail, then you would want to dip your finger in the Quick Stop and put it right up against where the nail is bleeding, and you really want to stop that bleeding right away. I'm hopefully going to show you how to trim your dog's nails so that you don't have to ever deal with this. I actually had to dig it out because I don't ever use it, but it's an absolute necessity to have in case you do accidentally cut the quick, especially if you have dogs with black nails where you can't see exactly where the quick is. So that's the Quick Stop. Now, as far as getting to cutting Pinky's nails before she falls asleep here, one of the things that some people like to do is they like to use the stockings, the little stockings that you see at the shoe stores, and they like to be able to pop the nails through. So you would take the paw and you would pop it through the stocking. So you would pop it through like that, and that way, because you use one of those stockings and you pop it through the nails through, then you can expose all the nails and cut them pretty easily with good visibility. I'm using Tool here to just kind of show you what you would do with the stocking. But one of the things I don't like to do, because Pinky's paws are so little and her nails are so little, just the slight force of popping her nail through the stocking hurts a little bit. So I could do it pretty easily with Tweety because her nail bed is much thicker, her nails are much fatter, and the pressure of popping her nail through the stocking wouldn't hurt her. But and this tool is probably a little more resistant than the stockings, but if you have those little footy stockings from the shoe stores and you have trouble seeing the nails of the dog, you can use these to expose by poking the nails through. And I've never had to use that technique, so I'm just not going to do it for this particular tutorial. So here we go. Try to get this in the camera. I'm just going to shave. I'll just be shaving a little bit at a time. I can see where the quick starts, but I'm just going to shave a little bit at a time. Just a little bit. Just a little bit at a time. There you go. So here's her next nail. And she's going to fight me a little bit on it, but I'm just going to gently hold her paw so she knows. So I'm shaving, I could easily do about, I don't know, more than 1/8 of an inch, but I'm just shaving little tiny shavings, little nail chips. Okay, so here's the next one. And rather than cutting a big chunk at a time, I'm just going to shave little chips. Little chips. And once I feel like I'm getting close to the quick, but if you're going to try this at home in the beginning, I would just shave off one little chip and then just stop. And let your dogs experience a positive nail cutting experience. So now we got to do one more. This last one. So you see her nails are so tiny that this little cat clipper works really good. So it looks like I got all of them pretty good. Just trim the edges here a little bit. And then afterwards what I'll do is rather than using a Dremel, I'm just gonna file the edges real softly so that we don't get scratched up later when they jump on us. So just file them gently. This last one here. Being careful that you don't get their paw, because you don't want to file their paw. And I guess some people that are really good with Dremels can use the Dremel, but like I said, I've just never gotten comfortable using a Dremel. So they're nice and rounded and they're not going to scratch us later. Good girl. So now we're going to switch to the other side. And one of the things that I'd like to do is I'll take this cushion back here. One of the cushions. I'll take the cushion from back here and I'm going to use it here against the pole. And the reason why I do that is because if I need to kind of trap her, I don't want to say trap her because it's not a positive word, but if I need to stabilize her movement, I will sometimes just gently hold her up against the pillow just to make sure she doesn't wiggle around too much. So now we'll do the next nail. Let's see, if you can see here, I just hold the hair back with my fingers. I can easily cut a good 1/8 of an inch in one clip, but I'm just going to shave because, good girl. So I'll take about 3 shavings, and that's pretty good. Now we'll do the middle nail. And again, just shaving. Now this middle nail is really long. You can, I don't know if the camera will pick up the fact that you can see the quick here. Get her ponytail out of the way. And I'm just going to shave. Here we go. Finish up the last nail here. And we're just going to shave. 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 And I'm going to take this and just buff out the edges, making sure not to get their pad. Usually end up messing up my own hands because I just want to make sure you don't scrape up their pads. Oh. And that's it. Good girl. That's dog trimming can be really stressful. I have a pillow against the bar here, and I'm going to invite her to lean back and relax against the pillow. Right, Pinky? Can you relax? Okay, so with my nail trimming hand, I'm actually going to hold the nail clipper, but I'm inviting her to kind of lean back against this pillow that's back here so that she doesn't try to wiggle around too much. And so she's in a sitting position, and I am going to gently, without twisting her leg, because I obviously don't want to hurt her patellas, I'm going to just pull the hairs back, and I'm going to shave, just like I did the back. Okay. And it helps to pinch the nail between your two fingers, your thumb and your forefinger, because it helps it not to hurt. So now we did one. I'm going to trim the next one. This one is kind of dark, so it's hard for me to see where the quick starts. But I'm just going to shave a little bit at a time. And these ones are rather short. You can see how chalky it is here, which means, and there's a little bit of hole in the middle, which means I'm pretty close. Her back nails were not nearly as long as her front nails. See the chalkiness here? When it gets that chalky, you're pretty close to the quick, because after that, if you go any closer, you're going to draw blood, which you don't. And this one's pretty short. Okay, good girl. So while she's still sitting here, I'm going to squeeze with my two fingers and just kind of buff these out. You know, Pinky, you're so lucky. You get to enjoy a little paw spa. I can't remember the last time I got to get a pedicure. Maybe I should treat myself to a pedicure too. Good girl. So that's really easy. And with the other foot, I'm going to turn her around to the other side, and I'm going to tilt this around a little bit, push it up against, and invite her to relax, relax, relax. So she's pushed up against the pillow here, so she won't get hurt. And I'm going to lift her paw gently. She may sit, she may not. Oh, good girl. Good girl for sitting. I'll peel the hair back and shave. Shave a little bit at a time. Squeezing with my thumb and my forefinger, put a little bit of pressure. A little bit of pressure, so they feel that as opposed to the clipper coming down on their nail. Good girl. We'll do the middle one. I think I deserve a paw spa. Obviously not a paw spa, but I think I deserve a pedi spa too. Maybe I'll treat myself to a paw spa. And then the last nail.